it's all negative. It's wrong. I think that's life, to want to grow and become more. And like you plant a seed and it grows into something beautiful.
Fame comes with pressure. And in Hollywood, that pressure often shows up on the surgeon's table. For some black actors, the desire to tweak, tighten, or transform led to results that were more shocking than stunning. What started as a quest for perfection ended in regret, backlash, or an unrecognizable reflection in the mirror. From nose jobs gone wrong to extreme enhancements, here are 20 black actors whose plastic surgery went terribly wrong. 1. Lil' Kim.
I'ma throw shade if I can't get paid. Blow you up to your girl like the army grenade.
Lil' Kim's story is probably one of the most famous cases of plastic surgery in the entertainment industry. Back in the 1990s, when she stormed the rap scene with Hardcore and her collaborations with the notorious B.I.G., her look was iconic. She had a round face, rich brown skin, high cheekbones, and a playful beauty mark near her lip. Kim's natural charm and confidence made her stand out in videos like Crush on You and Lady Marmalade. She was also a fashion trendsetter, often showing up in colorful wigs, daring outfits, and bold makeup. But as the years went on, fans began noticing big changes in her face. Her nose became slimmer, her jawline sharper, and her skin tone much lighter than before. Lil' Kim herself admitted to getting multiple nose jobs. She also revealed that being in a male-dominated industry and hearing negative comments about her appearance from men she dated left her insecure. She once told an interviewer that men would constantly compare her to lighter-skinned women, which made her feel she wasn't good enough. Plastic surgery for her became a way to cope with those feelings. Unfortunately, instead of enhancing her natural beauty, the constant changes drastically altered her look. At award shows and on Instagram, fans often comment that she looks completely different from the woman who once dominated the rap charts. Still, Lil' Kim continues to perform and embrace her unique style. 2. LaToya Jackson.
I really can't speak for him, but I'm sure that he's not very happy. I'm sure there's a lot of stress there.
The Jackson family's history with plastic surgery could fill an entire book, and LaToya Jackson is no exception. When she first stepped into the spotlight in the late 1970s and early 1980s, LaToya had soft, classic features, almond-shaped eyes, a rounded nose, and a warm, approachable smile. She looked very much like her siblings, but had her own gentle beauty. Her debut album, L.A. Toya Jackson, and appearances on television gave fans a glimpse of her natural face. But over the years, she began undergoing surgeries, most notably on her nose. Much like Michael Jackson, she had several rhinoplasties that left her with a much narrower bridge and tip. Her face also appeared slimmer and more sculpted, possibly from other procedures like cheek implants or skin tightening. The changes were dramatic, and many fans felt she lost some of the softness that had made her look approachable. Today, LaToya is still recognized, but she is often mentioned in conversations about the extremes of Hollywood surgery. What's striking is that she was already considered beautiful before the operations, but the pressure to fit certain standards, especially growing up in the famous Jackson family, seems to have played a role. 3. Black China.
Fucking you! You're the problem! Get in my face!
Nobody took care of your ass but me. I'm ready to get the fuck ASAP.
Angela White, better known as Black China, has lived much of her life in the spotlight. She started out as a model and dancer, catching attention for her natural curves and glamorous look. In the late 2000s, she became a fixture in music videos, even appearing in Kanye West's Monster. Back then, she already had a striking figure that made her stand out. But fame and social media amplified everything, and China decided to enhance her look further. She underwent several cosmetic procedures, including breast implants and buttock augmentation. She was never shy about it either. She openly shared her transformations with her followers. For years, her exaggerated hourglass figure became part of her brand, especially during her relationship with Tyga and later Rob Kardashian. The downside came when complications set in. Black China later revealed that some of the work she had done caused health problems. In 2023, she made headlines for reversing many of her surgeries, removing breast implants and butt fillers. She said she wanted to focus on health and be a role model for her children. On Instagram, she even documented the process, showing before and after results. Her transparency about the painful side of cosmetic surgery shocked many fans who had once admired her extreme look. Today, she looks closer to her natural self, though still glamorous. It's a drastic change from the days when she flaunted oversized enhancements, and people continue to debate whether the old China or the new Angela White looks better. 4. Cardi B.
Just trying to get some money.
Who's trying to get some money?
She is.
How do you know that?
Because she sued me for $24 million.
Cardi B is known for being brutally honest about everything in her life, and plastic surgery is no exception. Long before her rap career took off, Cardi was working as a stripper in the Bronx. On early seasons of Love and Hip Hop, New York, fans saw her natural look. Her nose was wider, and her figure, while curvy, wasn't as extreme as it later became. Cardi revealed that she got illegal butt injections for $800 in a basement in New York. She described the experience in interviews, saying it was incredibly painful and even dangerous. Later, after becoming famous with hits like Bodak Yellow and Money, she had more procedures, including a nose job and liposuction. She has even admitted to having her breasts done after the birth of her daughter. But surgery hasn't always gone smoothly for Cardi. After liposuction, she faced complications that forced her to cancel shows. She told fans that recovery was much harder than she expected. In her usual candid style, she also admitted that sometimes she regrets the quick fixes. Still, she has no problem telling people what she's done. Cardi has become one of the most outspoken celebrities about plastic surgery, mixing humor with blunt warnings. She often tells her fans to think twice before going down the same road, even as her own altered appearance sparks debate every time she steps on the red carpet. 5. Raji Nareen Singh.
I'm Raji. You all might recognize me. I'm an old friend of the doctor's.
Raji Nareen Singh's experience with surgery is one of the most shocking. A transgender woman, she wanted to enhance her look, but couldn't afford expensive cosmetic surgery. Desperate, she turned to an unlicensed practitioner who injected her with substances like cement, tire sealant, and mineral oil. The result was devastating. Raji's cheeks, chin, and lips became badly misshapen. Photos of her face spread widely, and she was ridiculed, but she bravely came forward with her story. Her case gained national attention when she appeared on the show Botched, where doctors tried to correct the damage. They managed to soften some of the effects, but the scarring and changes were permanent. Before the disastrous procedures, Raji had a gentle, natural beauty. Today, even after multiple corrective surgeries, the evidence of what happened to her remains. Instead of hiding, she uses her story to warn others against the dangers of black market injections. 6. Dwight Eubanks.
I started out with a huge nose, and now we're talking about going back to being large. Large sometimes can be good.
Dwight Eubanks became a familiar face thanks to The Real Housewives of Atlanta, where his sharp suits, witty comments, and over-the-top flair made him unforgettable. Before his surgeries, Dwight had strong, natural features that gave him a distinguished look. At some point, however, Dwight underwent a nose job that didn't go as planned. The surgery left him unhappy, and complications followed. His appearance on Botched gave viewers a close look at the struggles he faced. The surgeons worked to correct the issues, helping him regain a more natural appearance. Dwight's case stands out because he was already stylish and memorable without surgery. Fans often say that his original look suited his personality better. 7. Tiffany Pollard.
Hello?
Are you kidding me?
Hi, Pumpkin.
Hi, New York. How are you?
So have you spit on anyone yet in the house?
Tiffany Pollard, the reality TV star better known as New York, burst onto the scene in the mid-2000s with Flavor of Love. Her larger-than-life personality and hilarious expressions made her a star. Back then, she had a youthful, natural face that fans adored. She quickly became the queen of memes before memes were even a thing. But fame also brought insecurities. Tiffany underwent breast augmentation, hoping to boost her confidence. Unfortunately, the procedure led to complications. She later appeared on Botched, where she revealed that one of her implants had hardened and caused her discomfort. The surgeons corrected the issue, and Tiffany shared her story with honesty and humor. Her fans still love her for being unapologetically herself. Even with the surgery drama, Tiffany's bold personality continues to shine brighter than any cosmetic change. Still, it's hard not to look back at her fresh-faced early years on Flavor of Love and remember how striking she was without any surgical help. 8. Kelvin Taylor. Kelvin Taylor's case is heartbreaking because his surgery wasn't about beauty, it was about survival. A New Zealand-based actor and model, Kelvin was attacked in a racially motivated stabbing. The injuries he sustained required emergency plastic surgery to save his face and body. Before the attack, Kelvin had a promising modeling career. He had striking good looks, with a strong jawline and lean frame that made him perfect for fashion campaigns and TV appearances. After the surgery, his appearance changed, and it had an impact on his modeling opportunities. Kelvin has spoken openly about the attack and its aftermath. While he survived and rebuilt his career, the scars, both physical and emotional, remain. His story stands apart from others on this list, as his plastic surgery wasn't elective, but necessary. Still, the dramatic change in his looks shows how unpredictable and life-altering surgery can be. 9. Tamar Braxton.
By the way, I just need some time alone.
Tamar Braxton, the youngest of the Braxton sisters, made her mark as both a singer and a reality TV star. Early in her career, Tamar had a rounder, softer face and a natural charm that shone through in her music videos and appearances with her sisters. Over time, fans began noticing major changes in her appearance. Reports suggest she had multiple facial surgeries, including a nose job. Her nose became noticeably slimmer, and her face appeared more sculpted. Some fans also speculate that she had other work done, though Tamar has been selective about what she admits. Tamar has said she had a nose job, but not purely for cosmetic reasons. She explained that she had it to fix breathing issues. Still, her drastically different look sparked endless conversation online, especially during her time on Braxton Family Values and The Real. While her talent remains undeniable, her altered appearance continues to be part of her public image. 10. Kimberly Michelle.
Everybody clap your hands. Yeah. Y'all ready?
Kimberly Michelle is one of the few stars who has been brutally honest about her struggles with plastic surgery. The R&B singer, known for hits like Can't Raise a Man and VSOP, admitted to getting buttock augmentation. She wanted a curvier, more exaggerated figure to match the industry's obsession with hourglass bodies. At first, fans praised her for her new look, but behind the scenes, the implants were causing serious problems. Kimberly Michelle later revealed that the procedures were destroying her health. She suffered pain, fatigue, and even feared for her life. Eventually, she made the difficult choice to have the implants removed. The process wasn't easy. She underwent multiple surgeries to undo the damage. She shared her story publicly, warning young women not to follow the same path. Before the surgeries, Kimberly Michelle already had a naturally curvy figure and striking beauty. Today, even after the removal procedures, her story stands as one of the most extreme cases of cosmetic enhancement gone wrong in the music industry. 11. Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks is one of those people who has always stood out in a crowd. From her teenage modeling days in the early 90s, She had this natural glow that made her almost impossible to ignore. She had big green eyes, a dazzling smile, and of course that confident walk that made her one of the most sought-after models in the world. Tyra was one of the first black women to really dominate the modeling industry on a global scale, gracing the covers of magazines like Elle, Harper's Bazaar, and eventually becoming a Victoria's Secret Angel. People loved her because she wasn't just a pretty face. She had personality, wit, and that fierce smize that became her signature on America's Next Top Model. But Tyra has been very candid about her cosmetic history. In her memoir, she admitted that early in her modeling career, she had a nose job. At the time, the modeling industry was brutal. Every casting director wanted perfection, and Tyra herself has said she felt like her nose was distracting. So she went under the knife. She later explained that she wanted people to know the truth, especially because so many people in the industry denied having work done while secretly getting it. Before surgery, Tyra's nose had a wider bridge, a natural fit to her beautiful face. Afterward, her nose appeared narrower, with a more defined tip. Some fans didn't even notice until she brought it up herself. But others claim the change made her look less natural over time, especially as she also leaned on makeup tricks and contouring. She has spoken about how plastic surgery in the modeling world is both a blessing and a curse. For her, it opened doors, but she also regrets how it set off years of people questioning what was real about her beauty. Whether she's running a photo shoot, teaching models to strut their stuff, or showing off her humor as a talk show host, Tyra is still the same bold personality. But her nose job remains one of the most talked about changes in her career. 12. Nene Leakes.
You know what? When I get ready to have an event, I'm not going to be thinking about whether Kenya's going to be uncomfortable or not. When I have my event, I'm going to be worrying about how fabulous Nene event's going to be.
Nene Leakes shot to fame as one of the breakout stars of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. From the moment she appeared on screen, she was funny, outspoken, and always knew how to steal the spotlight. Her natural look early in the show featured softer features, fuller cheeks, and a wide smile that matched her big personality. Over the years, though, Nene has been very open about her many plastic surgery procedures. She has admitted to a nose job, breast augmentation, liposuction, and even a Brazilian butt lift. She didn't shy away from discussing these surgeries publicly, even joking about them at times. Her nose surgery was perhaps the most noticeable. While her first nose job was subtle, the second one gave her a slimmer, more pointed nose that fans immediately noticed. When it comes to her body, Nene admitted that Hollywood and reality TV pressures influenced her choices. She wanted to maintain a certain figure, especially as younger stars joined the spotlight. While some applauded her for being honest, others felt the work changed her natural beauty too much. Her Brazilian butt lift and liposuction drew mixed reviews. Instead of enhancing her curves, some fans thought it gave her a less balanced look compared to her original body shape. What makes Nene stand out is her confidence. Even when fans criticized her changing appearance, she clapped back with her signature sass. She once said that it was her body and her choice, and if she wanted to tweak it, then she would. Still, the surgeries didn't always go as smoothly as she might have hoped, and her face has been the subject of plenty of before and after discussions online. 13. Kenya Moore.
This is a married couple situation. You don't understand it because you haven't had that yet. Yes, I do, baby girl. Yes, I do. So that's why I'm speaking on it. That's why I'm speaking.
Kenya Moore has always been known as the glamorous beauty queen who won Miss USA in 1993. Back then, her look was fresh, natural, and classic. She had soft, natural features with high cheekbones and radiant skin that lit up every stage she walked on. Her win was historic as she became one of the early black women to hold that title, which opened doors to acting roles in movies like Waiting to Exhale and television appearances on shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. As her career shifted toward reality TV, especially when she joined The Real Housewives of Atlanta, people began speculating about her looks. Kenya has never been as open as Nene, but over time it became clear she had made a few tweaks. Her nose appeared slimmer and her face looked tighter, sparking rumors of fillers and other enhancements. Fans who remembered her early acting days often point out how naturally stunning she was before. She already had model-like features, but the adjustments she made left some saying she looked too perfect. Her beauty was already iconic, so many fans didn't understand why she felt the need to change it. Kenya herself has hinted that the industry pressures women to stay flawless, especially in front of HD cameras. She has defended some of her choices, though she hasn't gone into as much detail as Nene. Still, the subtle surgeries have sparked constant debate among fans. Some think they made her look polished, while others feel they stripped away the softer edges of her natural face. 14. Tonto Dike. Tonto Dike is one of Nollywood's most talked about stars. Known for her bold personality and daring roles, she's been in movies like Dirty Secret and Missing Rib. In her early acting days, Tonto had a more girl-next-door vibe with natural curves and a soft face that gave her a youthful glow. As she became more famous, Tonto decided to undergo multiple surgeries, and she's been open about it. She once admitted that she had liposuction and other procedures to enhance her body. She said part of her decision was personal, but she also hinted that being in the public eye made her self-conscious about her body. Her transformation shocked many of her fans. Photos from before and after showed a dramatic difference. Her curves became more pronounced, and her face seemed more sculpted. While some praised her honesty and said she looked great, others worried about the message it sent to her younger fans. Tonto herself brushed off the criticism, saying she did it for her own happiness. However, not all of her surgeries went smoothly. Critics have pointed out that her figure sometimes looks unnatural, with proportions that seem exaggerated. On social media, she's been both celebrated and mocked for these changes, but she continues to defend her choices. 15. SZA.
Step out, get some air now, let your edge out, to some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind.
SZA, the soulful singer behind hits like Good Days and Kill Bill, has a unique style that sets her apart. Early in her career, she had a natural, earthy look with a round face, fuller cheeks, and a slim figure. Fans loved her authenticity and her raw approach to both music and image. But in 2022, she admitted to getting a Brazilian butt lift. Unlike many celebrities who try to hide it, she was candid and even confessed that she regretted it. She called the procedure stupid and unnecessary. SZA said she felt pressure to fit into certain beauty trends, but afterward she realized it wasn't worth it. Her body transformation didn't go unnoticed. Fans who remembered her from her debut album CTRL were surprised to see the changes. On top of the BBL, she also had breast implants. However, by early 2024, she decided to remove them. She explained that the implants caused her pain and scar tissue, and since breast cancer runs in her family, she didn't want to risk her health any further. Fans appreciated her transparency, especially since so many stars pretend to be naturally flawless. Even though some of her procedures didn't turn out the way she hoped, her openness has made her even more relatable. 16. Michael Jackson.
There's only one thing I'd like to ask you, Mr. Bono.
What's that?
What are you gonna be when you grow up?
Michael Jackson's name is almost always mentioned when the topic of plastic surgery comes up. The king of pop started out as a child star with the Jackson 5, sporting a round nose, soft features, and a natural afro. In those early years, he had an innocent, boyish charm that made audiences fall in love with him. As his career exploded with albums like Thriller, Bad, and Dangerous, Michael's appearance began to change dramatically. He underwent multiple nose jobs, which left his nose thinner and more fragile looking. His skin also noticeably lightened over the years, a result of vitiligo and possibly skin bleaching treatments. Fans watched in shock as his look shifted from one era to the next. By the 1990s, Michael looked almost unrecognizable compared to his early days. His jawline, chin, and lips all seemed altered. Critics speculated he had undergone cheek implants and other facial procedures as well. Michael himself admitted to only having a couple of nose jobs, but experts believe the number was much higher. His surgeries often became punchlines in tabloids, overshadowing his incredible music career. By the late 2000s, his face appeared fragile, almost mask-like, leading many to say his plastic surgery had gone too far. 17. Vanessa Williams.
I could retain my title as Miss America. However, the potential harm to the pageant and the deep division that a bitter fight may cause has convinced me that I must relinquish my title as Miss America.
Vanessa Williams first caught the world's attention when she won Miss America in 1983, becoming the first black woman to do so. She had striking blue-green eyes, radiant skin, and a natural elegance that made her unforgettable. Even after she resigned from the title due to a scandal, Vanessa went on to become a successful singer and actress, with hits like Save the Best for Last and roles in TV shows like Ugly Betty. Unlike many others, Vanessa has been open about avoiding major surgeries. Instead, she admitted to using treatments like microcurrent and nanocurrent technology to keep her face looking youthful. These non-surgical treatments are meant to tighten and tone the skin without going under the knife. Still, some critics argue that even with these treatments, her face has looked noticeably different over the years. While not as dramatic as others, the tweaks have sparked conversations about whether she should have just left things as they were. Early photos show a naturally glowing Vanessa with minimal enhancements, but recent pictures suggest she's not entirely untouched. Fans admire her for not going overboard, but they also note that the changes make her look slightly less natural than before. While not a surgery disaster, Vanessa's case shows how even small tweaks can change how people perceive a star's beauty. 18. Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian may not be black, but her plastic surgery journey has been one of the most talked about in Hollywood. When Keeping Up with the Kardashians first premiered, Khloe had a rounder face, fuller nose, and a more natural figure compared to her sisters. She was often called the different one in the family, which she admitted affected her confidence. Over the years, Khloe experimented with fillers and other procedures. She even admitted that at one point, her fillers went terribly wrong. She described the experience as making her face look crazy, and she had to have them dissolved. The incident became a major talking point, especially since fans had already noticed her changing appearance. Her nose has also been the subject of speculation, with many believing she's had rhinoplasty to achieve a slimmer look. Combined with her fillers and facial contouring, Khloe sometimes looked almost unrecognizable compared to her early TV days. Despite the criticisms, Khloe has embraced her transformation. She's spoken openly about her struggles with body image and said that the procedures helped her feel more confident. Still, fans often bring up how beautiful and natural she looked before, making her one of the most debated figures in the world of celebrity surgery. 19. Amanda Lepore.
I thought he was controlling at the time, but I think he was probably right. Like, look where I am now.
Yeah.
This is what he didn't want.
Well,
Amanda Lepore is one of the most famous names when it comes to extreme plastic surgery. Though not black, she became known in pop culture for her dramatically altered appearance. She began transitioning at a young age and later underwent numerous cosmetic surgeries to achieve her desired look. Her surgeries included breast implants, lip augmentation, cheek implants, and even multiple nose jobs. She also became known for using Botox excessively. Early pictures of Amanda show a more subtle appearance, but over time, her look became highly exaggerated. Her lips are extremely large, her cheeks are prominent, and her face has a doll-like quality that is unmistakable. Amanda herself has embraced her extreme look, even calling herself a living work of art. She became a muse for photographers and artists, often celebrated for pushing the boundaries of beauty and identity. Still, critics argue that her many surgeries have taken her far away from her original appearance, making her one of the most recognizable examples of plastic surgery gone wild. 20. Aubrey O'Day.
It starts to confuse people. You want to try to make jury instructions as simple as possible so that you aren't getting confused people that then can't make a call.
Aubrey O'Day, known for her time in the girl group Danity Kane and appearances on reality shows like Making the Band, started out with a girl next door look. She had soft features, a bubbly personality, and a natural beauty that fans loved when she first hit the spotlight in the mid-2000s. Over time, however, Aubrey's appearance changed dramatically. Her face began looking fuller, her lips noticeably plumper, and her body more sculpted in ways that didn't always look natural. Fans speculated about everything from lip fillers to cheek implants and even body contouring procedures. Aubrey herself admitted in interviews that she had cosmetic work done, though she didn't always specify the details. She also opened up about the emotional toll it took on her. The pressure to stay camera-ready and maintain a flawless image led her to make choices she later struggled with. Before and after photos of Aubrey often circulate online, with fans shocked at how much she's changed since her Danity Kane days. Her transformation has been called one of the most dramatic in the music industry. 21. Donatella Versace.
Complete revolution made by technology and social media.
Now, Donatella Versace may not also be black, but leaving her out of a conversation about plastic surgery gone wrong would almost feel like skipping an important chapter in the book. She's one of the most recognized names in fashion, the face of the Versace empire, and someone whose appearance has sparked endless discussion. When Donatella was younger, back in the 1970s and 1980s, she looked very different. She had a softer face, smooth skin, and a chic, natural Italian beauty that matched her glamorous lifestyle. Early pictures show her with fine features, natural lips, and a confident but understated presence. She didn't necessarily look like someone who would later be singled out as one of the most altered faces in Hollywood and fashion. But as the years went on, Donatella became more and more experimental with her looks. The most striking thing people notice about her today is her upper lip. Normally, the lower lip is supposed to be fuller than the upper one. But Donatella's lip proportions flipped, leaving her with what many critics call a trout pout. Her lips became overly plumped, giving her face an exaggerated look that immediately grabs attention. It wasn't just her lips. Her skin began to look unnaturally tight and shiny, almost waxy. Experts have said this could be from a combination of laser treatments, chemical peels, and Botox. The goal might have been to maintain a youthful glow, but the result was more artificial than natural. She also seems to have undergone facelifts over the years, which left her face stretched in a way that critics argue took away from her natural charm. Despite the chatter about her looks, Donatella never really hid from the spotlight. In fact, she leaned into it. She became a global fashion icon, instantly recognizable with her long platinum blonde hair, tanned skin, and dramatic makeup. Even if her surgeries didn't go the way some might have hoped, she turned her appearance into part of her brand. There's also the deeper side to her story. Donatella went through tough times, especially after the murder of her brother, Gianni Versace, in 1997. She suddenly had to take over the fashion empire and keep the Versace name alive. That kind of pressure, mixed with the already intense beauty standards of the fashion industry, may have fueled her choices to constantly tweak her appearance. Whether loved or criticized, Donatella's face has become a symbol in conversations about cosmetic surgery. She doesn't look like the young woman she once was, but she has remained unapologetically herself. That confidence, combined with her bold fashion empire, keeps her in the spotlight even when people can't stop talking about her surgeries. 22. Carrot Top.
So this is a spray paint can that has a dictionary, so they get it right. When they do it, man. When they get...
Carrot Top, whose real name is Scott Thompson, is another star who isn't black, but is simply impossible to leave out of a surgery gone wrong list. He started out as a quirky comedian with wild red hair and a goofy, approachable face. In the 1990s, when he was becoming a household name with his prop-based comedy and energetic performances, he had a softer, more natural look. Fans remember his thinner build, pale skin, and a face that looked like any other funny guy you'd see at a comedy club. Fast forward a few decades, and Carrot Top looks almost like a completely different person. The transformation has been so dramatic that people sometimes joke that he looks like a cartoon character who came to life. His face is unnaturally smooth and shiny, which experts say could be the result of chemical peels or laser treatments. His brow arch is exaggerated, giving him a permanent surprised or startled expression. On top of that, Carrot Top also got into bodybuilding. His once slim frame bulked up with muscle, making the contrast between his old look and his current one even more dramatic. With the combination of a heavily altered face and a new bodybuilder's physique, his appearance shocked many fans who remembered him from the early days. Doctors who have looked at his photos from over the years point out several likely procedures: Botox injections, fillers, and maybe even a facelift. His cheeks look fuller, his jawline sharper, and his forehead stretched. Some observers say his eyelids seem untouched, but as one surgeon jokingly put it, maybe they're next. Carrot Top has faced his share of criticism and jokes because of his look, but he often uses humor to deflect it. Being a comedian, he doesn't take himself too seriously, though he has denied some of the rumors about plastic surgery. He once claimed his changes came more from working out and healthy living, but the evidence in photos seems to suggest otherwise. Early fans sometimes say they miss the goofy, natural look he had when he was breaking into comedy. Back then, his appearance matched his playful style: silly, approachable, and fun. Now, his surgically altered face paired with his muscular body creates a much harsher, almost artificial vibe that many find distracting from his comedy. Still, Carrot Top remains a recognizable figure in entertainment. His Las Vegas shows keep him in the public eye, and his bold transformation has made him one of the most discussed names when it comes to celebrity surgeries. Even if his look is polarizing, he continues to embrace the spotlight in his own over-the-top way.